My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. What I have here is the Teton Sports Altos sleeping pad. This is a non-insulated pad. It's fairly lightweight, it's budget friendly. In this episode, I'm going over my pros and cons concerning this pad, and the review begins right now. With the Altos sleeping pad, this is a summertime sleeping pad that offers 3 inches of cushion, which is impressive. As you can see here, it comes with this storage bag. Primarily, this is mesh. You have a draw pull at the top. You also have a grab tab here, so you can easily remove the sleeping pad. Because of this meshy storage bag, it does help with keeping the weight down. Then you have the sleeping pad, and as you can see, it is this baby blue sort of color. To inflate the sleeping pad, it's fairly simple. You have a valve in the top right-hand corner. This is a very simple valve, one way. You have a stopper on the inside, which you have to push with your finger to release the air. Now, as you're inflating this stopper does pop into place, and it prevents air from escaping. Let's go ahead, inflate the pad, and count how many breaths it takes to inflate it. That took roughly 18 breaths to inflate the pad. With the pad inflated, let's go over some stats real quick. So first off, there's 2 versions of this pad, an insulated and a non-insulated. The non-insulated version, which you see here, has an R value of 1.3. Now, I mentioned before this is non-insulated. Well, a 1.3 R value means practically nothing. An R value that low is not going to give you any sort of benefit as far as warmth reflection. When it comes to the dimensions, packed, you're looking at 9 inches by 3.5 inches. When it's inflated, it's 72 inches long, 20 inches wide, and again, 3 inches thick. It should be mentioned when it comes to the Altos sleeping pad, there's only one size available, and this is it. As far as the materials go, you're looking at a 75 denier diamond shell, which is a polyester fabric. I mentioned before that this is lightweight, and it is. This is 1.9 pounds, and that includes the storage bag. The cost of this pad, the non-insulated version, is $40. The insulated version is $60. As far as features go, there's not much to talk about here. You do have raised baffles, one on each end, and that holds the user in the center of the pad. Again, you have the inflation valve up there at the top, and folks, that's pretty much it. Now, my friends, let's start with the review and let's go over the pros and cons, starting with the pros first. First off, the overall quality of this pad is very good. Teton Sports over the years has gathered a rather good reputation for making good, high-quality products. That trend continues here. There's no issues when it comes to quality, when it comes to the seam work. Over the last couple of months with my use of this pad, I've experienced no leaking at all. It has stayed airtight, and it is comfortable. That's another pro. This is a very comfortable pad if it fits you. That's a con. We'll talk about that in just a moment. With 3 inches of cushion, this offers plenty of support, and it is a comfortable sleeping pad. Talking about comfort, you can lay on this pretty much any way that you want to thanks to the amount of cushion that you have here. If you're a side sleeper, this works. If you lay on your back, this works. Overall, this is a very comfortable sleeping pad. Next up, my friends, when it comes to inflating this pad, it's fairly simple. You do have the stopper inside of the valve, and it works well. Another benefit to this pad is that it's not very loud. It does make some noise. All pads will. But when compared to other sleeping pads, this one's not bad at all. Not bad. Next up, the overall weight of this is pretty good, and so is the form factor. This certainly doesn't take up much space inside of your backpack. A huge pro for this sleeping pad is the warranty. Teton Sports offers a lifetime warranty, and that is huge. If you ever have an issue with this pad, Teton Sports is going to take care of you. That point takes us over to the cons for this pad. The biggest issue that I have with it is size. This pad is not wide and it's not long. If you're a bigger guy, this simply will not work for you. You need to be about 5'11" and below to be able to fit on this, and your shoulders have to be less than 20 inches wide for this to work. With this pad being so small, I'm surprised that Teton Sports doesn't offer an extra large version. An additional con for this pad, everyone's different. You may have some issues inflating this pad. If that's the case, you can get one of the battery-powered inflators. They really do work well. Another matter to talk about here with this pad is the polyester material. It is somewhat slick. So when you're on top of this pad, you're inside of your sleeping bag, this becomes a very slick surface. Because of this, you may want to consider an anti-slip solution, such as seam grip. Now let's talk about the R value here for a second. There's a few issues that I have in regards to the R value of this pad and also the insulated version. First off, Teton Sports doesn't openly state what the R value is for some reason. I was able to find this information while digging around on Amazon. But on the Teton Sports website, it does not state what the R value is. For the summertime 3-season version, no big deal. For the insulated winter version, that is a big deal. So after digging around, I discovered that the R value for the non-insulated is 1.3. Again, that's super low, it doesn't even count. The R value for the winter version is 2.7. That is so low, it doesn't really count. For Teton Sports to offer an insulated pad that only has an R value of 2.7, that's a little bit disingenuous in my opinion. The fact that they do not openly state this information is alarming. To me, that screams that they're trying to sell a product, state that it's insulated. People think they can use that in cold conditions and stay warm, but that's simply not the case. Teton Sports needs to address this immediately. An additional con that I have for this sleeping pad is completely objective. I really dislike this color. This is like a baby blue, and the simple fact is I don't like it. I would prefer a dark blue or some other color. Something other than this. You may love it, that's great, but I do not. Another con that I have for this pad is the stopper inside of the valve that prevents the air from escaping when this pad's inflated. When you're deflating this pad, you have to basically hold that down for the air to escape. As soon as you take your finger off, it will go back into place and it will prevent air from escaping. So as you're going to roll this up, it's a pain because you have to keep going back to that valve and pushing it in. So my friends, those are the pros and cons that I have for this sleeping pad. All in all, I do like this, but due to the size, I cannot recommend this to all people. It simply is not long enough, it's not wide enough, and there's not an extra large version out there. This is a comfortable pad. The quality is good, the price is right, the weight is right, but yet, it's not made for everyone. Even for myself, I'm not a big guy, but I find this to be just a little bit small, especially for my shoulders. Hopefully in the future, Teton Sports will offer a sleeping pad that's larger, that's similar to this design, because the weight's good, the quality's good, it's very comfortable, the warranty's great. It's interesting, Teton Sports seems to be on this track of making smaller and smaller products. And I'm not sure if that's because of like the economy and whatnot. Take their Mountain Ultra tent for an example. The simple fact is, it's a small tent. It's made for individuals who are under 6 feet. I find that interesting. What about you? Comment down below. Speaking of which, go ahead, comment down below and share your thoughts. What do you all think about this pad? I've shared my thoughts, now I'd like to hear yours. Alright everyone, I am done, and it looks like I got done at the nick of time because the sky is black. It looks like it's going to rain. Imagine that, right? Make sure to hit the thumbs up before you go. It does help the channel. You can support the Outdoor Gear Review on Patreon, on YouTube. You can join the Wolf Pack. The channel is agenda free. I'm not trying to sell products. I'm here to share information, and that's it. My thoughts, my opinions, my experiences, and also I want to hear from you. Comment down below. Take care, be well, strength and honor. I'll see you around soon. Bye for now.